win 104-100. And now we're going to welcome in junior soccer standout and leading scorer here at Baldwin-Wallace this season, Miss Sydney Rice. Sydney, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, your road to BW and the success that you've had took a little bit of a different path. After you were a star player at North Royalton High School, you elected to go to Walsh University before transferring into BW. What made you decide to transfer from Walsh?
I just wasn't really happy at Walsh, like off the field and on the field. So I wanted to go closer to home, even though Walsh is only an hour away, but I wanted to go like a little bit closer. And I just thought Baldwin-Wallace was a lot closer and like more fun for me to go because it'll be closer to home.
Did you make a visit before you made the final decision? And if so, what was it about BW that stood out to you that, hey, this could be a place where I could go and really make my home for the next 4 years?
I walked around the campus, like Jim gave me a tour, and I really liked the campus, and Jim was just really welcoming, and just what he said about the soccer program was also very like positive. So I think that's one of the main like things that made me like brought me to my final decision to come here.
Coach Woidkin has made placed a lot of emphasis, I should say, on building that culture, getting in quality kids to build up this program with. How does that make you feel when you hear your coach say that you were one of those pieces that were really going to be a difference maker, not only talent-wise but culturally?
It makes me feel really good, but I feel like everyone is capable of doing that as well, and like there's a lot that everyone brings to the table and not just me, and everyone has a positive impact on the team no matter what.
You know, you had a little bit of a rough stretch through early in the season, but now as a team, you've gone on a 3-game winning streak. What's been working for you and your teammates over the last 2 weeks to help get you back into contention in the OAC?
Honestly, I think our chemistry has gotten a lot better. Not that it was bad before, but I just think we've been working really well together. And also, honestly, communication on and off the field, just like telling each other like what we need to do better and being a lot more positive like during practices. That helped a lot, like going into games and coming out of games.
How were you able to make that switch? It's not an easy mindset to change.
Just seeing the quality of teams we lost to and just like how we've been playing, we just know we needed to make the switch, so we had to like look at all like elements of the team and everyone. So I think like bringing more positivity into everything, because losing isn't fun. It's never fun. And so it makes it negative. So I feel like bringing more positive things into it made it a lot better and for us to play and have fun.
I know it was a tough loss to take on your home field, but when you hosted Case a few weeks back, you played step for step with a team that was ranked at the time 12th, now 6th in the country. Score obviously did not go in your favor, but did that give you some confidence that, hey, if we can play with Case, we can play with anybody?
Yeah, it definitely did. I feel like after that game, coming off of it, I mean, we lost 1-0, but the score didn't really show how we played during the whole game. And we came off that, and we were very confident in we could take any team in the conference or even in the country and come out with that deficit, or we could win, and we could win games.
Yeah, the defense really stepped up, and they limited the opportunities that Case had in the game. One bounce here or off of a rebound was the difference, but really it seems like this resurgence for the season, obviously you're scoring a lot of goals. Mary's stepping up and scoring a lot of goals, but that back end of your team has really kind of stepped up and solidified themselves within the conference play.
Yeah. I feel like you have to trust your back line, and I trust every one of them. And everyone that comes off the bench I also trust in the defense, and it's really good to have that.
So last week, one of your teammates, Mary Litzinger, had a pair of 2-goal games. She's young. She adds a lot of energy to the team, but what does she bring from a skill set-wise that allows her to come in middle of the first half and then be a 2-goal scorer?
Coming off the bench, she's really fast. She's one of our fastest players on the team. She has really good footwork. She has really good foot skills. She can shoot. She pretty much has like everything you can have for a forward, everything he has to offer, and she's been really strong. And I know it's intimidating coming in as a freshman, but I feel like she's been working really well, and she's only going to go up from here. So she has a good 4 years ahead.
How nice is it to not have to face as many double teams? You're still going to face some, but with Mary on the field and her penchant for getting down the field quickly and getting good looks at the net and then burying those good looks, how much does that kind of ease your burden as the team leader in goals?
It definitely takes the pressure off, and I feel like it also opens up the game. If I have two players on me, she doesn't, and she's just as dangerous, so she can put goals in as well.
It definitely has to feel nice, though, that you're not solely responsible. Like, you have teammates that, hey, look, if I'm still drawing a double team, I know they're going to handle their business, and eventually it's going to be good ultimately for the team. And we saw it. Mary scored, then you tallied, and then she added a second one. You know, that depth in scoring can't be overstated.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is capable of scoring, and I feel like it relieves a lot of pressure on me, but, I mean, it just is nice knowing that the other forwards can get the job done as well.
Speaking of scoring, you lead the Yellow Jackets with 9 goals and have added 2 assists in your 14 games. What is it that allows you to have the success that you've been able to experience, not only this year, but in previous seasons with the Yellow Jackets?
I don't really know. Going into games, I just want to win, and I just want our team to have the best outcome, obviously the better outcome of the other team. And I just do my best to produce goals or produce assists and just get everyone going to score and win.
Sydney, what kind of work do you put in off the field that maybe people don't see outside of your teammates and your coaches? They don't see you do that work.
Over the summer and like winter break, I do a lot of lifting. I go to Powerhouse Gym in Berea, and I lift with Brad Downs. He trains me. He's been training me since I was like 11, so that really helps, and he makes me so strong. And I also do a lot of running and working out, and honestly just mental also. I watch a lot of soccer, like no matter if it's high school or like professional, so it all helps.
I was just going to ask what role video work plays in your success. Are you one that after a game you go home and watch the game over again to see, what you did, where you could have done something differently? Like, do you put a lot of time in film study?
Sometimes if I remember a play that I know I did wrong, I'll go back and watch it. Or if I did a play that I did really well, I'll go back and watch it. But I mostly watch other teams play, like professional teams. I watch a lot of the Premier League and the highlights, and I just always watch the forwards movement, and just to see what I can do with that, and just to gain more knowledge of the game.
Who's your favorite EPL team?
I like Manchester City right now.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Right now, but they're kind of at the top, so that's a good choice.
It might be a bandwagon choice, but it's okay.
They'll welcome you with open arms.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you'll have to worry about that. But you mentioned watching other people play. Can that really help you pick apart things and then try to apply them to your game?
I'd say it helps. I mean, watching Manchester City, watching the highlights, Haaland's the best there is right now. And I always watch his movements off the ball because he's really well at that. And I feel like if I can try to do what he does, in my level of play, then it can only help me. So
you mentioned that you do a lot of strength work to build up your body in the off season. Because you're a forward and you have to be physical with the ball when you're charging towards the net, how important is that physical strength that you're built to handle the contact?
When I have the ball, I don't want it to get taken from me. So the main goal is to just be stronger than the defender. And so I just have to get as strong as I can get before the season. So I can and honestly, the stronger you are, the less prone you are to injuries. So that also helps as well.
How much of that is a mental game, though, just pushing yourself to get to that point?
Most of it, pretty much, yeah. I don't know.
All right. It's good for the Yellow Jacket team as a whole to be playing well right now, because over the next 2 weeks, the final 2 weeks of the regular season, you play out of your final 4 games, 3 are against teams that are ahead of you in the standings. How confident are you that this team will experience the success that you need to have to get into the OAC tournament and then hopefully make some noise once you get there?
Seeing how we played the last few games, I think I'm pretty confident that we can do really well against these teams. Otterbein, ONU, and Capital are very strong teams, but I'm very confident that we can get the job done against them.
Is it going to be nice to have Otterbein at least one of those Final Four games at home? It's going to be homecoming night, Saturday night, so you're expecting an above-average crowd, and you can really start to feel that crowd support. How critical is that going to be to have that final home game in front of a lively crowd?
I feel like it'll definitely boost our confidence and the intensity of the game. The more people, the better to get there, to be there, and it'll just be a lot of fun playing in a large crowd.
How much do you feed off of the support of not only your teammates but the crowd that is in the stands?
It's a lot of fun playing again, in front of a bunch of people. I love hearing people cheer, and if you score, I love hearing the crowd go crazy. No matter who scores, it's so fun, especially the announcers and you, and it's just so fun hearing everything.
Well, Sydney, thank you very much for the time. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck over these last 2 weeks, and I look forward to seeing what you can do in the OAC tournament.
Thank you.
That's star junior soccer player Sydney Rice. With Rice helping lead the way, the Yellow Jackets have won 3 straight games, including a victory over their crosstown rival, the John Carroll University Blues.